This is the Old 77 Podcast. Hey, bitches.
Thank you for listening to the Old 77 Podcast.
Hey, what's up?
Old 77 Podcast.
That's right. Dr. Fran is in the house.
Jackson, what is your problem? Look at me. Look at me. You dance like a teenage girl on the TikTok.
All right, we're going to have to take caller number 4 now.
What's your diagnosis, Dr. Fran?
I think he's on the spectrum.
He's got that Asperger's.
He's got that Asperger's. Medium well, bitch.
Who are you? Hey, bitches. This is Old 77 Podcast.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
Impressive.
Warning. Foul language may occur due to the subject matter.
And that is why I started the outreach program at the church.
Join our Patreon Clubhouse today. Clubhouse members get early access to episodes and exclusive after-hours content at patreon.com/theold77podcast.
You can officially start to drink.
Thanks for listening.
And now here you are, reunited. It's like a goddamn Greek tragedy.
Hey, welcome to another episode of The Old 77. We're a safe place in an unsafe world. And sadly, it's not too safe in here right now. I need to apologize to my boys because my family got the COVID. And my family has the studio, so not a whole lot's changed here in the studio. I've got a computer in the floor here that I'm working. I got COVID today, and I actually feel like crap. So, we're going to do a show real quick like. I'm just going to do the opening for you. Love that. So, today's episode is a greatest hits. We're going to talk about our top episodes. Every single one of these episodes are 150 and above on listens. Some of them have 200 and above on listens. That's pretty cool, man. So our honorable mentions are episode 11, 50, 21, 12, and 20. All 150 and above. Episode 11 has 170, 50 has 166 listens, 21 has 162, 160 on 12, and episode number 20 has 159. So that is a lot of listens. But we're going to start it off with episode 74. We had the Jeff City Paranormal Society in. This was a weird one, man. Our equipment stopped working, and then it started working after we had Jacqueline actually came on before we started and was like, there's somebody behind you. What? So we were talking about it, come to find out, I think at least, it was my grandfather. I told my grandfather's story, and within 20, 30 minutes of me playing with stuff and telling the story, we were back on. It was so strange. I don't know what that's all about. So without any further hesitation, here is the greatest hits of the Old 77. We're going to start it off with episode 74. She has 223 listens. Thank you guys, because we couldn't do this without you. There's a guy behind me.
So,
Is it towards the wall?
Who?
Left is on the wall side. Okay, who cares?
I have a sharp pain right here. Anyway, there's a guy behind you, like over, I see him over the left shoulder. I guess it's alright, supposedly. Anyway, short brown hair, and he, looked at me and said, he shot himself.
Oh.
Okay. Sure it's not white hair.
It looks brown and scruffy to me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What temple was it?
She had pain in her, my right.
You're right.
It was right there. I can still feel it.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Ooh-wee. I know who that is.
Welcome to my world.
Ooh-wee! I know who that is. Because I talk to him every now and then. I do.
Fucking
He
angels.
visits me in my dreams.
Hey.
I had
a black and white suit?
He has.
It's all right, bud. You're good.
Because he's dressed in like a black and white suit.
That sounds very familiar. Yes.
Okay.
And then that would explain the dark hair as well. So. So when you pass, is it kind of like the Matrix? Can you assume, and that's the form you go on, what you feel yourself is at your best? Like that is your inner self. You don't go with you don't manifest as like the guy with a bullet in his head.
No. Like I don't see him that way now. He's like showing me. This is gonna make sense to. I saw him behind you, so he this is gonna make sense to you if I say it.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. So does everyone, do they always go behind the person it would make sense to?
Not always. A decent amount of the time, yeah. Like I've seen, his dad.
Can you hit that? Can you hit that
like
door?
but
Interesting.
yeah.
Or in the yard messing with the dogs.
Or in the
Crazy.
yard, yeah. I mean, but generally speaking, I can pick out who. Like if I were to just sit and focus on you, I don't see him hanging around you.
Okay.
So he's not
Right.
gravitating.
He's definitely hanging around me.
I don't know.
It's amazing.
If it's who I think it is, he's definitely hanging around me.
So anyway, again, the Jefferson City Paranormal Society is in the house with us tonight.
We literally had a 35-minute delay where our mics just stopped working.
Yeah.
And this was right after Jacqueline spotted somebody over my shoulder. Right? She's like, hey, there's somebody over your shoulder right now.
And then right after that, the mics didn't work.
And then the mic stopped working.
So
I told this story, the mics came back. I'm afraid to tell the story again on air in case we lose them.
Well, after you belittled your grandfather to them,
Well, I mean,
he was like, you know what? I can peace out now. I can leave this bitch. We're happy.
He's like,
They just want their story told.
like me.
You know, maybe
He's like, peace out.
that may be the thing. I don't know.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
So we apologize again.
Yeah,
for that.
apologies
Sorry,
for that.
Scott.
Technical difficulties. Holy shit. So, what's up with you guys?
Getting a lot of stuff started. We introduced that we're going to start doing tours and historical tours in downtown Jefferson City.
Nice.
Giving away some free tickets.
That's
already done. Just trying to get ducks in a row for this year, and then next year will be the big shebang. So yeah, just soft open this year.
Nice. So what are you guys going to start off with? What's the tour consist of?
We're actually
passing mics right now. Okay.
I'm trying to talk.
Thank God it's working. Oh, thank God it's working.
Fill in though. It's like we're still working on it. Matt's doing a lot of research. I need to get my butt in gear and start helping on this stuff.
Start doing some research.
Right. So, the history. There's gonna be a history tour, ghost tour, 2 different tours. And I'm really the ghost tour. It's kind of a misnomer. It's more realistically going to be the murder, suicide, everybody died here tour.
Cool.
Because whenever we investigate ghosts, we don't tell ghost stories. We try to find the ghosts. And so it's going to be very similar. It's going to be very fact driven. So we're going to talk about the suicides and the murders, the stuff that happened on the streets themselves, and then we're going to let people we'll probably tell a couple ghost stories here and there. And then we're going to tell a story from when we first got started with Walter, because that all happened downtown. I don't know if you remember the Walter story.
Yeah, the Walter story.
So that actually occurred all downtown. It happened in front of the Governor Hotel. And then the history tour was just going to be a boring old history tour.
Those are the best, though. Let's be honest.
Would it be safe to say, though, it's a history tour on both sides, really?
Oh, yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're really getting the meat of the story and the truth and the actual happened, not just the lore, the facts.
Right. So
what's behind what really happened.
Right. The history tour is going to be mostly about the buildings, whereas the ghost, murder, suicide, death tour is going to be more about the people that occupied the area. So there's a lot of history downtown.
There's a lot of history here in Jeff City.
Way more than y'all know.
I found out the last time you guys were, I believe they were on here when you were talking about it. I didn't know that there was an underground Jeff City.
Yeah.
Like there was another on the high street. But once I heard that, it's like, well, that makes sense because how high that part of Jeff City is compared to the rest of it.
Yeah, it was built up to be on the same level as the Governor's Mansion. They wanted the city to be on the same level. So that's all artificial built.
That's interesting. Also, the Civil War. There's
Yeah, Civil
many,
War stuff.
many battles in Missouri.
Nope, none in Jeff City.
I'm just saying in
Yeah.
Missouri in particular.
Yeah, but so Jeff City.
The
actually-
closest. What was the closest to us?
in Cole County. But when we say in Cole County, Atchison Street was the county line.
Really?
So we're talking like what would be Swift's Highway was the county. So in town is still out in the county back then. It wasn't until they started expanding. So Cole County. So I know that I've heard that there were some battles on Zion Road in that area, which is just a touch outside of Jeff City. There were some skirmishes, but the city itself pretty much was spared any kind of violence because the Union soldiers moved in so fast that nobody really had an opportunity to even fire a shot. Everybody was already gone fighting.
Everything good over there?
Yeah, her phone went off.
Hey, I'm just happy that the mics are working.
Right.
You know, holy cow!
It's okay that
So,
the mic picked it up. It means it's
I know you
working.
can't. I know you. I know you guys can't name like specific, locations and stuff of where you've been, but your last few investigations, on a 1 to 10 scale, how would you describe them?
What-
Let's see, we had the
I'd
Like
say-
as far as like,
You guys just did the castle recently. How did
Yeah,
that
the
one?
castle,
how did
yeah.
that one stack up to Hobo Hill?
As in one being really nothing happened.
Yeah.
I
two
love the
being there was a
nervous
lot of
laughter.
activity.
yeah, like one being nothing and 10 being.
I'll take this one
About
because I'm going to be gentle about it.
I would not be gentle
The
about it.
group that we went with did not live up to our expectations.
Okay.
We like to say we do real ghost hunts. What you see is what you get.
Right.
That's,
Right,
If
yeah.
nothing happens, nothing happens. This group, everything happened.
Oh,
And
no.
So it felt
was super
manufactured?
dramatic.
Oh,
Moved the
no.
Ouija board.
Oh, no.
So
Two couples
it
before
just
that
kind
didn't
of-
move the Ouija board. They moved the Ouija board.
Oh my
me,
god.
yeah, and then we did it and like nothing.
They
So
they were on Facebook Live. Something
They were on
happened,
National Live.
or National Live.
National Live.
well, I thought
And-
it was worldwide.
It was.
Yeah,
Well, the whole
I mean, it was
thing,
a
but
huge-
they were on their live feed. Something supposedly happened,
Mhm.
and they cut it, and they was like, "We're done with live, right?" Well, we were Facebook Live, and I was like, "We will never cut feed
Right.
unless it is like safety
Mhm.
of an individual.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on, who's freaked out, whatever, we will never cut." And I go back and was waiting, was kind of hoping really that they would be like, just spill the beans on something that they were
Mhm.
doing, be like, "Got you, I'm
Right.
live." Oh crap!
Oh,
But
no.
it didn't happen. So,
So they were somewhat pros.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it was an entertainment.
they were-
It
Like-
does feel like that's just a majority of what people are there for. Just
Yeah.
sensationalized
Well, they got to get you to
entertainment.
be able to come back.
They want to
Right.
see. They want to see Zach Douchebaggins freak out on
Right.
spirits.
And I've told people, I was like, if you watch our Facebook Live, you might be watching 3 to 4 hours of absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
Right,
nothing,
yeah.
right?
But that's
But at least
That's
you
what
are.
goes
At
with
least,
it.
at least your group is honest.
Right. That's real, though.
You know.
right.
So if we say something happened, something happened.
Something happened.
Especially me.
Yeah, if Will says something.
You know, Will, that's what I
You're
love
the
about you,
skeptic
man.
I
You're the
never heard of.
skeptic all the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Well, even on our Facebook Live announcing the tours, that light in
Mhm.
front of us went out. None of them, nothing else happened, and we're just like, the light in front of us would go off.
Mhm.
So there I am. I go debunk it. I hit it, and it comes back on. So it may have been the light. You
Huh.
know, being old and not screwed in all the way from something,
But
maybe.
But maybe. I mean, what's the strangest thing that's happened to you as of yet? Is it still?
In the can we talk about the apartment? Was it here in Jeff? Yeah.
We can just don't say who.
Okay.
The
So
apartment.
the apartment in Jeff, they had a kid that was seeing some spirits. They were also getting some paranormal activity. So we go and check everything out, and the cat toy on the bed, cat toy
Yeah,
is
yeah,
my,
yeah.
one of my favorite toys.
What is it with you and cat
I
toys?
don't know,
Yeah,
it's just cool.
You
It's
can't
just-
explain it.
right.
Yeah, it's just,
But it does seem to be a coincidence
Right.
every time.
And
Me
so
and the
it
cat
went
toy.
off at least 6 times, and it
Holy cow.
was from it happening. I'd have to go back and watch it again, but it was responding. Like, it wouldn't be halfway in the middle of a question like go off. We'd be asking the question, it'd go off. Hey,
Man.
can you touch it again? It'd go off. It wasn't, hey, can you do? It'd go off.
Yeah.
So
It was like
just
it was responding to you.
Right.
Where are these apartments located at in town?
Are they like
The east side of town.
East
Yeah,
side? Okay,
east side,
yeah.
okay.
I was gonna say east. Well, the east side's the oldest side.
The deeper side, east side.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man. So how did you guys do there? Anything?
First night, you could tell that something was off, but when we went back, I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
A lot of nodding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first, like, basically our walkthrough, we had more activity.
Yeah.
But the couple was there for our walkthrough. Like, they were very urgent. If there's a kiddo that feels something, we tend to find a way to make that work in our schedule. Because this kid was like, what, 2, 3?
Oh man.
Like, little bitty.
4 or 5.
Well, he was tiny.
Yeah.
Anyway, little kiddo.
Man.
Is it
and
true
so-
that younger kids can, the younger you are, the more prone, or
They're
the more
usually not
receive-
closed off yet.
Yeah.
Closed off.
I was thinking of how to say that the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close. So what makes them closed off?
Your parents telling you it's not real good.
Right.
I'm not joking.
I mean, basically, yeah.
Society telling you.
You close your mind off to it, like this is not something I'm supposed to believe in.
Exactly.
Yep. It's
Huh.
not open anymore. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which a lot of us as adults are. Like, we don't
that's-
sense things or feel things. A lot of us don't.
Right.
yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Right.
Have you noticed anything else weird going on back here? I'm gonna knock on some wood because the mics are still working and we're doing all right. Keep an eye out for me.
So when Jacqueline started to talk to you, so when she started to talk to you directly, and
Yeah.
she's like, "There's something behind you," I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god!"
I
this
know
is nuts."
Matt freaks out on stuff like that.
I don't freak out.
We were
I just
talking about other stuff.
I find it fascinating that you can feel.
It's
that.
funny because the moment you started talking, like you nailed every little aspect of my grandfather. Like I've got this picture where he was the youngest of like 6 kids, and he had a suit, and he had dirty brown hair on, and he was freshly married, so he was sitting in between his mom and dad, and his wife was in the back row, pregnant with twins. You know, that's the kind of guy he was. You know, he was kind of an asshole. And my cousin listens to the show, so.
Are the mics still working?
Mike's still working?
Mike's still good.
All right, man. Just checking. Yeah, he was not a nice guy, but he ended his life. I was telling you guys, he committed suicide. And when you said that my right temple, and you kind of did that, my left, my right, what's my right?
she said, she's like, there's a man behind Matt or Scott.
I'm Scott.
And I'm like, okay. And she's like, he's telling me he shot himself.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. And then a minute later, I'm like, sharp pain in my right temple. She didn't say.
And
where
you
he
said
shot
it
me.
lingered too, right?
Yeah, I was feeling it for
Yeah.
a good couple minutes, and
Yeah.
when she finally said something to you, I was like, I can still feel it. It is right here,
Yeah.
on right side, right
and
here.
and the linger that I get because he shot himself in the temple and he lived, and I told you guys they landed an Arch helicopter and he lived for like another 3 hours after that.
Damn.
My grandfather.
What a terrible way to go.
Right, that's horrible. He had 2 twin sons, like I was saying, and my uncle actually melted down the gun. So it's no longer here. That was
kidding.
the one thing he wanted to do. I just want the gun. I'm going to melt it down. And then this
Did
is
he melt it into anything, or just melted it down?
He
like
just
trash
melted
can?
it down. And then we burnt everything of my grandfather's. Nobody wanted anything. We gave everything away, and then we burnt the rest of it. It looked like Thunderdome in the front yard.
Yeah.
Trash cans just full of stuff burning.
Jesus.
So we definitely stirred something up.
What I find really crazy is that, your family members or people that you know, it doesn't matter where you live, they can find you. And it's like, it really it really makes you think, what is on the other side? How is that possible? Like, there has to be no distance. There has to be no time. It has to just kind of be an infinity where you can just go anywhere at any second and come back and see
We just had this discussion
people.
as a group about time.
Yeah.
Will, you might.
Yeah, so we were talking, and I went to church whenever I was younger and kind of delved into some stuff. And from my belief at the time and kind of what I was told was, so whenever you die and whenever Christ comes back is a snap of a finger, no matter when. So these people are like,
Yeah, I was
I'm
taught
dead
that
and
too.
I'm doing all this stuff. It was like, it's still just going to be a snap of a finger. It's not like, oh, I've been haunting the earth for 20-some years.
Mhm. But it's like these spirits have, you know, I mean, obviously we're not sure how that works.
Maybe it's a snap of a finger.
But
for
like
them.
his grandpa just comes back
You
and goes, "I'm gonna go to Scott." Like, it just makes you wonder how that happens.
No, I think he's been here the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time you guys were here, you picked up on another entity in our house. I think we called him Harold. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Harold's the one that walked back and forth because you think.
Yeah, I think Harold's because Harold's the one that takes my stuff and hides it.
Do you still have that happen
Yeah,
to
it
you?
still happens all the time. I'll have like my wallet, right? I'll set my wallet right here. I'll turn around. I'll get something out of the fridge. I'll come over here and grab a cup, and I'll turn around, and my wallet is gone, and I'll find it upstairs on the couch. Or you know, and it's just me down here, and it happens all the time.
He's the embalmer, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because I keep asking my neighbors, did you guys know of any like funeral home people? And no one can think of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's so when things go missing, I'm just like,
Yeah.
Harold, where'd you put it?
Yeah, because you're,
you know,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
'Cause their last
I ain't got
visit-
time for
He
this
bought
shit.
in, Will.
What's that?
I said he bought in.
Your last visit,
Sold.
Whatever.
Jacqueline's.
Weakness.
She's like, I just saw
Weakness.
someone walk by.
Yeah, that's all she's got to do, right?
And,
Hey.
believe it or not, this was after some episode. I forget when it was. It was just Dave, myself, and Scott. And I'm sitting like right here, and we're watching something on the television. And seriously, like from my peripheral, I swear I saw like someone or some image, kind of like walk by the doorway.
And see, it's not like a normal peripheral, too, because I can be sitting where Will's at, watching TV, working on a show, whatever, and it's always out of my peripheral. But I see him walk by, you know, and I'm like, oh, it's just something that I'm seeing. No, this guy will stop, turn around, and like, hey, make himself known, right?
Hey, what's up?
Like, what's up, bitch? Yeah, just gonna kid on over here.
Can I get on the podcast?
I mean, I've never had, yeah, right? He just did earlier.
Yeah. Right. Well,
shut
no,
our mics down for 15
They've
minutes.
all been on the show today, right?
Everyone's on the show.
Maybe
today.
while your grandfather was fucking with us, that other dude's like, "Why you doing that shit, man? They're just having a good time."
Just leave them
We
alone.
were talking about his grandfather coming to us like that. It made me think of the here and now, and that's just what we experience, and how the universe is just connected all the time.
I have a theory. My theory is that before we're born, we can travel back and forth. We're fluid within time. We can go anywhere we want. But when we're born, when we're here, we're locked in time.
They're here and now.
We can't go back and forth. That's why kids are confused at the beginning. And old people, when they get ready to die, they start time traveling.
Yeah.
You know, they see people they haven't seen in 20, 40 years.
I used to time travel off
Because
Jaeger
they're
at the bar.
thinning,
Yeah.
you know, and then we go back to it. And we're like a big cosmic bowl that just
does
keeps
that go?
dipping out every now and then.
Yeah, when
That's
my
my thought.
When my grandmother died, she was seeing my grandfather and my aunt who died when she was 15. Just certain family members coming to her
Yeah.
while she was kind of in this like limbo
it
stage.
seems like everybody has a person in their family. My mother's similar.
Yeah.
My grandfather killed himself when she was an infant. Her mother remarried, and she's got siblings through her stepfather, but she's a single child. And in her infancy, he killed himself, hung himself. And my mom would tell my grandmother stories about her dad. She's like, "How would you know that? You would have never met him."
Yeah.
And she would describe him exactly how he was, tall and skinny and dark black hair, and she had no way to have ever known that man.
That's amazing.
The show I was just watching was a kid was talking about is a Japanese fighter pilot.
We were talking about, and he was a young kid, but now he's like 20s to 30s.
And
Doesn't
he
really
was
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about that here a while back.
And
Dave
he
brought
was,
him
He
up.
was given location, and that's where the guy got shot over, and was given just names and all this stuff, and looked it up. Or no, it wasn't the Japanese pilot. Well, actually, I think there was one also like that, but this was the American, and they looked him up because he gave the name of the ship, and it was like, I'm James the Third.
Yeah.
And this was a James Jr., but was
That's messed
And
up.
he
That's
was
just
able to do
freaky.
that when he was young.
Yes.
But now that he's an adult, he can't recall.
He can't
Yeah,
recall
I don't
any of
think
that.
he can recall any of it.
So how do you explain that one?
Well, what we were talking about earlier, his mind started getting
your
closed
mind
off
just
to
started
that.
walling off. Reality kicked in.
Too many people tell him we don't believe you.
What about
Who
the ones
knows?
that
I mean,
everyone says, well, maybe something's
they're
up
like,
there.
"Oh,
Keep
you're just
believing.
mind."
Yeah. That's a wild story, though.
Who knows?
Do what?
The people that don't believe, is that what you're asking?
No, the people who do believe, who are just like, you know what? No, whatever. I'm going to believe anyway. How do you like refine it? How do you grab a hold of it? If you have something, how do you work it? How do you use it?
Like how to reopen your mind.
How
Back
do
up
you
to-
open? Yeah, I mean,
Really?
like how do
You're
you?
gonna defer to me?
That's
and-
just what I was
Okay,
wondering. Like
here.
both the girls are deferring to Matt.
I'm gonna tell you her regiment. she has joined several groups. She works with several different other mediums that have different styles, different techniques. They have all taught her stuff. She practices on a daily basis.
I am in like 12 different
Right.
groups
And it's almost like a master class. And like literally, you can be taught to do this. It
So
is
I
not
know she
something-
said before she had to warm up, like before she did stuff. Did you
Oh,
warm
no.
up tonight?
No, she doesn't need to anymore.
No, so
Give me that mic.
Thank you.
all right, so I'm trying this new thing where if they call it sitting in the power. If you ever want to Google it,
Yep.
sit in the power. So meditate, do all these kind of things.
I've heard of
But
that.
the goal is to get from sitting in the power for 30 minutes or whatever to warm up to just like, okay, I'm ready. I'm open to spirit. Here's my intentions. Let's go. So I actually, for the first time 2 days ago, got on one of my groups and I said, hey, who's available for a read right now? I'm just going to try this and do it. Because if I fail, what's the worst thing that could happen? A spirit comes through that's not relevant to
Right.
my sitter. We call them sitters. Or somebody does come through that's relevant, and that's awesome because it happened like that. So I literally had somebody message, and within 2 minutes I was on a Facebook like messenger live thing with them and just started rambling off. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and go right into this because I'm trying this new thing. And this lady came through and she showed me an ex, and she was 20s, 30s. She had one of these nose rings right here. And anyway, long story short, I ramble off all this stuff like very quickly, and she says, I know exactly who that is. Her name was whatever. And can you ask her, did she pass how I think she passed? And the lady, the spirit came through and said, all you're supposed to know. And she showed me a street lamp and made me feel like she was choking, and then she laid over like she was going to sleep. And so I explained this to this lady, and she goes, okay, this was a domestic violence victim. She was found under a street lamp. She was strangled to death.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, okay, like I can just, so it is a lot of practice, but it's also just saying like, okay, spirit, I'm ready to hear from you. Like,
It's just being accepting, it sounds like.
just being accepted and not being around my kids. My kids are
Oh, God, yes.
like an immediate like,
Distraction?
Spirit knows. No.
No.
It's a boundary I have that spirit knows.
Oh, okay.
That if my kids are around, you cannot communicate with me
Gotcha.
because I don't want them to.
Right, yeah, sure.
Does That's a good question. Does any of your children exhibit signs?
Oh, my littlest did.
Really?
Hands down, and that's why he says, kids are open and receptive, and you absolutely have to close them off.
Yeah.
And things like that. We actually had to do like, multiple prayers to try to get them to close down. And,
Oh, really? Yeah.
He like escalated from being this really sweet, happy-go-lucky boy to having 3 weeks of terrible behavior, and I'm like, I wonder if somebody's
Interesting.
in there.
Right, yeah. Man.
So yeah.
My boy used to tell stories of like a grandmother that he never met, things like that. My daughter sounded like an old Chinese woman forever, but I just think that was a speech impediment. Because we got her in speech, but she would be like, "Oh, we want, and I'm like, "Oh my God, is she an old Chinese woman?"
You be ready 15 minutes, okay?
She loves sushi to this day.
It's funny, your kids say things and you kind of just brush them off and like, you're just a kid. When you're
Right,
talking,
you don't
you're
know.
My
edit,
son
check,
has
edit,
told
edit,
me
check,
several.
edit.
Yeah.
No,
My
no,
son
no.
has told me several times.
I'm kidding.
When I was your age,
Right.
blah blah blah, or when I went to such and such place, Argentina or whatever. I mean, he'll just say stuff like he'll tell me about when I blah blah blah, fill in the blank, age,
Yeah.
whatever. But he does a lot of when I was your age.
Oh man,
And
when I
I'm
was
like,
your age,
I used to just brush. Oh, you're being silly, and now he's like
he's gonna do it now, and you're gonna be like, oh. You're gonna look at him
I'm
different.
Like, do you remember who you used to be?
Right. You can start
But he's
questioning
never-
him.
I like because I've heard your previous shows and whatnot, and so I asked him, do you try to pull things out of him like they did with that kid?
Right.
Nothing. I couldn't get anything out of him that would make any sense.
How old is
he
he
just
now?
he's 5.5, will be 6 in March.
Still should still be there.
Right, but he just says out of nowhere. When I was your age,
Yeah.
there'll be a commercial about a vacation in Hawaii or something. When I was your age,
we went to Hawaii.
Yeah, or whatever.
Oh man, see you. I'm with you, man. You always like, nah, whatever. You're a kid. You don't know what you're
Like
talking
you've
about.
never been my age before. What are you talking about?
Right.
Thankfully.
Like, oh man. Oh.
So totally off the subject, but a lot of people are having Halloween parties right now, and I see a lot of people on social media like just clowning around with like Ouija boards and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't take it seriously. They just kind of like I saw someone that actually had it as a decoration on their coffee
I love
table.
Ouija boards. They're great.
And in your experiences, to all of you, because you guys are do investigations and whatnot. I mean, how real is a Ouija board? How useful?
Yeah,
of
is
a
it a
how
toy
useful
gimmick?
of a tool is it?
You know,
your
Parker
opinion.
Brothers game
Yeah.
that you can buy at the
I
store,
go
or
back
is
and
it?
forth.
So
I mean-
we've only used it once, or it's been used 3 times. Or no, that was theirs. So they had one at the Castle
Finally.
House,
Oh, really?
and we did it first. Or no, me and the other girl did,
Yeah, I don't remember.
and then another couple tried using it, nothing,
Mhm.
and then the third couple used it, and they got movement out of it. But it was
I love how everyone's
Yeah,
doing
they're
air
good
Is that
quotes.
the only
Me and
time?
Jacqueline.
Movement.
Nothing.
Right.
Me and
That's the
Will,
only time you guys had ever
nothing.
done that. You hadn't done it on your own. You just-
I think as a kid, I think my
Hmm.
mom had one tucked in our game closet, and I think we messed with
see,
it. at
we
one
had
point.
one
me
like
and-
that.
Me and
You
the
get it from
cousin
Parker
did it.
Brothers.
But
I-
you know, it's you still get that. heebie-jeebie.
Yeah,
I did it one time and one time only. And we were pranked. I know it was a prank. I know how they did it, and I know who did it, and I still won't ever do it again. It was in middle school, in home economics class, where they would teach you how to make they would teach you how to sew, make an apron, but they also told you how to make cookies and whatnot. And so we were in this home ec class, and somebody had we had a sub, so we were doing whatever. Somebody had busted the Ouija board out, and we had it on a sewing table with the machine. So it had a sewing machine that would fold down into the table, so it was a flat table, and we sat right there. Somebody plugged that machine in and hit the pedal right when we started.
Oh my god.
And that went off, and we jumped and
sons of
screamed. And I found out
Sons
later
of
on who
bitches.
did it and how they did it, or whatever. Still won't touch one of them some bitch.
But there are videos out there, and videos can be like so like duped. and
so manipulated
Yeah, so
nowadays.
manipulated to what you want to see, and
Right.
But there's certain stories out there too that people swear to God that like it opens like some kind of portal, or it's like
Well,
it's nothing to like really mess with.
I just listened to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about the real what The Exorcist was based off of.
Yeah.
That boy, they said, was playing with a Ouija board
By himself.
by himself.
Didn't close it.
And so you gotta
Like, is there a certain way you have to close a Ouija board out?
you have to say goodbye.
Yeah, and it says
Oh,
there's
for real?
there's
Just a
spot
good-
on it
simple
that says
goodbye?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it goes to goodbye, and once the board says goodbye back to you, you're good to go.
I just think you just have to say goodbye.
You just
Okay.
Well, if it says goodbye, you've only began.
right.
Well,
Peace out, board.
if I remember right, on the board there's yes, no, hello, and goodbye.
But like honestly, like where did the Ouija board design come from? Like Parker Brothers didn't invent it.
No,
it came from
got
somewhere.
Well, they got it from an older thing. So the idea of the Ouija board itself has nothing to do with the Ouija board. It's the intention, right? So it doesn't matter if you have a Ouija board in front of you, nothing in front of you, paper, rock, scissors, doesn't matter. Your intention is to open a portal. You're going to open a portal. The Ouija board's just the tool to use it. If you're going to shoot somebody with a 45, if you're going to shoot somebody with a 40, if you're going to shoot somebody with a 380, it doesn't matter what you're going to shoot them with. The tool itself. So it doesn't matter. The Ouija board is just an old thing. It has nothing really to do with it. that's our pop culture thing. But
Oh, I see,
realistically,
yeah.
that's only been around since the what?
And
the
I've been
30s or
saying
40s?
Parker Brothers, but who knows? It may have been Milton Bradley.
Well,
or
I
somebody else.
googled it. It comes up as Parker Brothers.
I
and-
nailed it?
And hold on, it has a 3.6 star review, and they go on to talk about the devil and everything else in the review.
Are you kidding?
Right. But realistically,
The
though,
Bible
it's the
says not to
intention.
seek out wizards, and it just goes on in their review. So
The Bible does not have the word wizard in it, and I have
Right.
read it in English, Hebrew, and Latin. There are no mentions of Harry Potter.
Darn.
no Harry Potter.
No Harry Potter. in the
Oh
Bible.
man,
My mom, we
Alec
grew, we
is
grew
a
up Catholic.
bullshit.
We grew up Catholic. I don't
There it
practice. My parents.
That's why he believes.
and my parents decided when they retired that they wanted to that they became born again evangelical Christians, which I'm not knocking Catholics or whatever you want to believe in. It is what it is. But my mom, whenever there's something talked about that's not, she says "reprendo el diablo." I rebuke the devil. And
she just goes ahead and gets that out the way.
And I always come back right away. What does the devil have to do with it?
So it says here, February 1891, the first advertisement started appearing in papers in Pittsburgh, PA, advertising the Ouija, the wonderful talking board. The
Now-
wonderful.
It's
Now-
so
now-
At a
wonderful.
novelty
Now
shop.
Google origins of a Ouija board.
And I guarantee you, the devil has nothing to do with it.
Probably not. If somebody wanting to
It's
sell
just
a toy.
right.
I mean, we could probably sit in a circle here and open a portal up
Oh,
right now.
I guarantee we could. It's
Let's
all about
not do
energy.
that.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
not
I'm
do
good.
Circle and open up
basement,
something.
this baby, it's got enough creepy
Wrong
vibes
circle.
As it is,
Wrong
so.
circle.
Whoa!
Dang it.
They're
I don't
gonna give
know.
us over now.
He
I
went
don't know,
this
I'm
way,
kinda
I went
down.
that way. Where'd he go? Where did you go?
There it is, right there. All right. Hey, segment 1 in the books with the old 77. You
Yeah.
guys can check us out on patreon.com.
Ooh, kind of a rough
/
segment.
The old 77 podcast.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
we
that
want to
was
thank
so
a
rough.
big thank you to our Patreon patrons.
You guys.
Jefferson City Paranormal Society. Also,
Biscuit Strength, our boy.
Biscuit strength. I
Our
love
boy
that
Jay-
Sir
handle.
Biscuit Strength.
and JT from the personal the
The
Paranormal,
Paranormal
Sun.
Sun.
yeah.
That's right.
Down in New Zealand.
So to
Half a
all our,
world away.
and we'll be back with these guys, and we'll talk about their Halloween
Yeah, your
investigation coming up.
It's coming up. It's
Yeah.
at a place close by. We will talk about it coming
Yeah,
up.
all kinds of good stuff coming up, and hopefully the mics work.
Yes. Oh God, I hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Hey guys, it's Matt, and we always talk about Last Flight Brewing Company, and we never exaggerate on how good it is there. They have this wonderful indoor space where you can fit a bunch of your friends or your family. You can take your dog in there. Also, kids are welcomed. We can all drink as equals. It's a great spot. If you want to sit outside, there's tons of space. It's a great spot for a sunny afternoon with friends, families, even colleagues. You can do it all out there. Games, cornhole, whatever your vice is. They also have a carefully crafted beer menu which changes all the time. Each beer they put out is delicious. Also, Last Flight won first place at the Missouri Beer Festival. They've come a long way in a short time, so check them out. You can find them on Facebook and online at lastflightbrewing.com. If you're local, check out Last Flight Brewing Company today. Go enjoy some sunshine. Get off your couch. Go. Go right now. Fill up your growler.
Hey, this is Will, just saying hello to all the listeners out there. It was good being on your last show, and I hope this one went well, and I hope to see you all again. Thanks, and have a great night.
Yeah. Welcome back.
That's Will from the Jefferson City Paranormal,
Paranormal
Society.
The homie Will Geyser.
Will.
That just came in, too, by the
Will,
way.
Will, you're like one of
At-
our favorite dudes, man.
At 10:03
Absolutely.
p.m. tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling us, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
I think Will just wants to be on the podcast all the time.
He does, but that's okay.
No, man. Will geeked out.
We like
Will.
Yeah.
Will's a good dude.
I liked that.
Will's a good dude.
That was cool.
Yeah, we'll see you guys again soon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did you see where they put a post out where they're going to exclusively talk with about their investigations with us?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I haven't been on social
So your
media too
official
much.
home now, I guess, of in-depth investigations for the Jeff City Paranormal Society.
We
The
got-
old 77.
We got the exclusive.
There you go.
I mean, you know, people like pass away all different ways, right? And like they're murdered or they die of a car accident or whatever.
Right.
They
or just die unexpectedly.
They go to the other side. But
yes,
there was a 224-pound Russian woman reportedly killed her husband with her buttocks.
Wow,
what a way to go.
We are talking about some brutal methods of death tonight, aren't
Yeah,
we?
but was it like did she smother him that way?
So here's the story.
I need to know more.
Right.
She faces some heavy-duty justice for sitting on her husband and strangling him to death with her massive buttocks during a boozy dispute, the report said.
You had me a boozy.
Boozy dispute.
The witness said that she pinned his face down on the bed and ran to seek help from all the neighbors. This happened somewhere in a small city in Russia. I am not even going to attempt to pronounce this.
Kuntplakistan.
It's maybe in Siberia somewhere.
Yeah,
but,
that's weird.
Yeah.
She killed him by sitting on his face.
Are you sure it's not Russia, Florida?
This is a real.
Is there a town in Florida?
Russia, Florida.
Yeah. Is there a town in Florida? Surely.
During the trial, she was convicted of causing the death by negligence after the murder. The murder charge was actually dropped.
Man,
so
I mean, just see the judge like you have too much booty. Oh my God, she does have too much booty in the pants.
She can strangle somebody with her breasts.
Her breasts,
yes, she can.
That's a mammary mama
those
right
are some
there.
Biggins. Honestly, I mean, I would think the breast. I mean, we can't see her booty in that picture, but man.
I mean, if we're going like breast to booty ratio, I'm sure that's a wide booty.
But
sure.
I mean, could you imagine? Like
maybe he was a little itty bitty guy too. We don't know.
What a way to go! Like
that suck.
Maybe
your
You
girl
never
just
know.
sat on your
Yeah.
face
Right.
and she strangled you.
You guys ever like when you were kids?
You're
like,
going and coming at the same time.
Have you got any of you guys ever been like in a dog
bless
pile?
him.
God bless.
Like you're playing.
Wait, what?
Have you ever been in a dog pile? Like let's say you're playing sports and your team wins and everybody jumps in it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
makes
sure.
a big dog pile.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a dog
Yeah,
pile?
I have. Yeah, sure.
What about you, Scotty?
Yeah.
I know
That shit
you-
hurts. It's not. It's uncomfortable.
It sucks, man. I was in a dog pile once in like, I don't know, 2nd or 3rd grade, and it scared the shit out of me. I thought I was gonna die in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying. That's it. That's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
Cool story, bro.
That's a cool story, man.
Thank you.
But there's lunatics everywhere, man.
Yep.
No, absolutely.
Russia,
Florida.
There seems to be a lot in
Florida.
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 Yeah.
Florida
If
should
there
be
is a
its-
Russia, Florida.
You know, I lived in Florida for 2 years and I never experienced anything.
Where were you at?
Anything
though?
extreme.
You were in the Panhandle, right?
Yeah, I was in Destin, Fort Walton Beach,
Yeah, tourist country.
and I never experienced anything. I mean,
feel like Destin is here though.
I'll tell you what, Florida people like to have a good time. Like it's like when
Yeah.
I drank a lot more when I lived there.
Yeah, I can
because you're
see that.
outside, the weather's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that was the '90s, probably early 2000s.
No, it was like 2006,
Yeah, I was gonna say late '90s, early 2000s, maybe mid to mid.
which was probably the last decade of like any
That's the last
Good
decade of the
radio.
real good radio DJ.
right.
Mm-hmm. It's also like right before the big adaptation of social media. You know,
Right before it.
Right before everybody
you,
got
you
on
probably
social
had
media.
what MySpace?
Had a MySpace,
maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
And MySpace was all about your profile being hooked up,
Right.
the playlist that you had coded on there.
Yeah, and you didn't. Most people never use like their real name on their profile,
No.
so there was a little bit of anonymity there.
So you had no idea who you were friending.
Yeah, no one was posting political bullshit. I didn't
Yeah.
see anything on MySpace about it.
I don't. It's been so long. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember
know.
anything that anybody posted on MySpace at this
I
point.
remember the first time I got on MySpace, and then I found people that I haven't seen that I didn't see in like 10 years, and I'm like, holy shit, this thing is like a whole new level
Yeah.
of like just catching up with people. Like
Yeah.
it's like a whole like you can reminisce about the old days, but then like once Facebook started and someone's like, you don't have a Facebook yet? So when I got a Facebook, I was like, well, I don't need MySpace anymore.
That's what
Right.
everyone said, man.
Yeah, that's
And then
times
Facebook,
20 times 100
And then-
million.
but
you
now,
know?
you know, 12 years later, Facebook is like, it's just a disease.
It's a publicly traded company now.
I mean, it's not a disease. Like, we use it as a vehicle for our podcast, but like, people like.
Yes, by the way, you can like us and subscribe. Please
Like us
rate
on
us
Facebook.
on Facebook.
But people abuse it, though. People abuse it. They're very negative about things. There's a lot more keyboard, warriors out there.
But that's what I like about our social media stuff. I mean, if anybody out there is listening now, if you've been on our social media page, and none of it is meant to make a statement. We're just trying to make you laugh or just elicit something from you.
I think
Usually laughter.
Everything that we post kind of relates to, like, back to our podcast is like, we're just kind of a hangout. We're a discussion piece, but we're not all about, like, we deal with serious matters sometimes.
Right.
But we also deal with just, talking day-to-day stupidity shit. Just like those stories of this chick sitting on her husband's face and suffocating him. Or the chick who choked on a cock.
Yeah. Right. Oh, my God. Yes.
I mean,
blowjob Betty.
And these are real stories.
Bust the left nut, right nut.
It's a strange world that we're in. Like, this moment in time is fucking crazy.
It's weird, man. It's weird.
It is a different time. I will say that.
I feel like the future is now. I feel like now is the future.
But let me ask you this: do you feel like that is happening because the world is changing, or because the older, more established, judgmentally, like our grandparents, if you will, like that generation is leaving? Like, there's less and less of them around now, and so now we are the ones who dictate what is going on.
There's some of that, but I think it's more dictated just by the technology changing so quickly, and the way that we communicate with each other, and the way that we have access to more we have all the information in the world at our fingertips in seconds now. Anybody can put something up on the internet, and everybody else in the world can see it.
See, I don't have a problem with sharing and, like, the technology, but the way it's the way the people abuse the technology.
It's all about how you use it.
It's
But
the way
you're going to have that no matter what.
It's the way you fit. It's the way it fits their narrative.
Facebook is better than Twitter, in my opinion, just
Oh my
because
God.
Facebook is not.
Twitter is a fucking
Twitter's a-
hellhole, man.
Facebook isn't great, but the one thing that saves Facebook from being shitty all the time is that most people on Facebook aren't anonymous. I'm not saying that there's not trolls and fake accounts.
That's
and
true.
shit.
That's a big difference.
On Twitter, most people on Twitter are anonymous. They can say anything, so people they say
Twitter is a cesspool.
God, isn't it?
They
though?
say mean shit.
They do say some mean shit.
I mean, we really are like at our worst as people when we're on the internet, or at least some
When
of
we're
us are.
anonymous,
That
like when
and
we can get away with it.
That and when we're behind the wheel of a car, we turn into some pretty fucking diabolical creatures in cars too.
Yeah, we get pretty hateful.
We get
don't
pretty mad at one another in cars when somebody cuts you off.
Yeah. Or someone's like slow and you're behind them.
So I don't.
Like, do the fucking speed limit, will you?
I got
You
a
fucking wreck.
I got a funny story, man. So I was getting on the off ramp right by the Country Club Drive exit, getting on the highway, and so I get in the left lane to pass this car that's going slow. So I go to pass him, and then the dude starts speeding up. Of course, you know. And so I start kind of like cussing him out, and I kind of look over at him. His windows were tinted, so I couldn't really see his face. But as he gets by me, I see his plates, and his plates are Maryland plates.
Ah.
And then I realize it's Jacob.
Ah, nice.
It was Jacob.
So you're fucking flipping him off.
Kinda, yeah. And then I texted him.
You son of a bitch.
I sent him a text and said, "Hey, some douchebag in Maryland plates is in front of me right now.
Go eat your fucking crab cake, you son of a bitch.
Yes, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I really did text him.
I'm coming out of the boat.
Hey, they got soft shells tonight.
I think he was also getting onto the highway at that time, so maybe it was just taking him a little while
Been
to
stroking it all
accelerate.
day. Got the soft shells tonight.
He's a fun young man.
I'm trying to give
No,
him the
he's
benefit
cool,
of the
man. I
doubt.
like him,
no,
yeah.
I love Jacob, but it's
Yeah, but
funny.
fuck him.
It was
Friend of the
funny.
show. Friend of the show.
I figured, what are the odds that that's somebody
Isn't-
other than Jacob when I saw the plates?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that friend of the show Matt Brown's designation?
Yeah, but I think anyone who's been on this show before is kind of a
Friend of the show?
yeah.
What were you saying about Matt Brown though?
Well, I feel like because we've always called Matt Brown's official title is, and I always find it funny because anytime I talk about Matt Brown, I have to say Matt Brown.
Matt Brown, you have
his
to.
whole name,
It's
right?
required.
So Matt Brown on episode where we were talking about music, I believe. Two? Is he
Two.
on 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Number
I
two.
Oh my
remember
God,
that
we haven't
episode.
had him back on since 2.
Yeah. Matt Brown, you mean?
Matt Brown.
Yeah.
We were,
Yes, Matt Brown.
we were COVID stricken.
Yeah, because he was doing it from the closet.
Yeah.
I feel like you should say Matt Brown the way that you used
Matt
to say Mike Jones back in the day.
Mike Jones. Oh,
Matt Brown.
Yeah. I feel like
Matt, what's up? If
I
you're
feel like
listening.
that's the way
Friend
we
of the
should say
show,
it. Yeah,
right?
friend of the show.
But
Actually,
that's-
Matt does listen. He says he does.
Yeah, he does. But that's why I think it's funny. I always, friend of the show, Matt Brown.
Yeah.
Matt's a good dude.
Yeah,
Good
Oh,
dude.
We'll get him back on.
His son is in like where is he?
He's working now with us seasonally.
Yeah.
But he's down in like
Oh, he's in like Juarez.
Alex?
yeah, that's what it was. Juarez,
Yeah.
Mexico.
Alex is a very talented young man.
Dude, that guy's got a lot of talent.
He does.
He
He's
does
blossoming.
He does the video for our recitals at the Music Academy.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He and if you, dude, that's a guy we should promote. Alex Brown Media.
doubt.
Yeah. If
Great
you need
idea.
any kind of
Porn video.
Porn
I don't know.
videos.
He's got a drone.
I'm kidding.
He does amazing drone work. So
I mean, you haven't really seen
He
good
shoots
porn
weddings.
until
He
you've
does.
seen
He's a-
drone porn. You really haven't seen porn at all. I'm just saying.
Is that a thing? 'Cause
Alex
I'd
can-
like to see that.
Alex can do that.
Alex
I've
can make
talked to
that
him.
happen.
I already asked him.
He's a creative guy.
He's like, oh my God, shut up. Stop
Yeah, I
talking
know.
about
I
my
know. I'm
business.
sorry, dude. I'm just digging your hole
Right,
deeper.
but the dude is he's seriously amazingly talented.
Yes,
so
he
check
is.
him out. He's on Facebook too, Alex Brown Media.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah.
What else now, guys?
Why?
What else is going on?
Well, I mean, it's Memorial Day weekend.
That's right. What do you guys got plans?
So let's just go on a serious note real quick. We want to thank all the veterans out there.
Yep.
For whatever they did in the past, whatever war you're in or conflict you're in. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Or even if you weren't in a war.
Because I mean,
I know you're not technically a veteran.
You
if
could be
weren't
like
in
an
a war.
accountant for like the military, and you're still like kind of away from your family.
Yeah.
And it takes great sacrifice to be. I can't even imagine being away from my family.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for your service. I
My
appreciate
buddy,
that.
my old buddy Sam Hearn, just got promoted to Master Sergeant. So shout out to my
Oh,
buddy
right on.
Sam Hearn. Yeah.
Cool.
Sam, thanks. Appreciate it,
Yeah.
man.
Me and Sam back in the day, Sam was our resident pipe bomb expert.
Oh.
It's funny how those guys,
Sam-
those friends are always those guys.
Sam was built for the military,
Yeah.
bro. He was built
Yeah.
for the military.
Some people are. They're just like born for it. you know? They're
Absolutely.
just
He's
so-
great
Well,
at it.
our boy Derek,
Yeah, Derek.
big military guy, you know.
Derek, friend of the show. Yeah.
We just had a conversation the other day, kind of military related.
Yep.
And we were talking just, kind of offhandedly. And he was joking around and he's like, just sometimes I wish a motherfucker would. And I'm like, well, of course you would, dude. Why not? And he was like, what do you mean? I'm just joking around. And I'm like, well, man, you went through how many years? He's like, 8. You went through 8, almost a decade's worth of training and not once got to use it. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I always felt that way about karate because I was always good at karate, and I bet I never really got to.
Dude,
really
I loved
use it
doing
on
karate
anybody.
until I got to fight, like doing like the little matches, and I always got my ass whipped.
Sparring.
Yeah,
I was better at the katas than I
couldn't
was at sparring.
Yeah, I was better at like weapons
Yeah.
and weapon forms.
Mm-hmm.
But you just kind of like look back at what our country has represented and what it's been through. Like, World War I, World War II, the Civil War, dude. Like, I watched a whole thing on Gettysburg the last couple of days.
Yeah, you were saying that.
And it's
Yeah.
just, it's so interesting to see like how they formed combat. Like they kind of, it was like you were setting yourself up for death.
Yeah,
Like you're all
yeah.
line just charging the fucking line, dude. Like
Well, they didn't know how to fight.
It was right.
Technology was advancing too fast for them. They were still knights on
Right.
on horseback fighting into a cavalry firing at them.
It was like you were fighting like 18th century style, like our colonials did, like the founding fathers did, and
with a musket, man.
the
Yeah.
musket.
Yeah.
But here, like you have like all this up to date, like the musket and the cannon and all.
They
this
had
stuff.
rifling though, so it was much more accurate in the Civil
But they
War.
were just stuck. They were stuck
Right.
in the past, but
Right.
also there was all this modernization to all their weaponry and it was just a bloodbath. Like Gettysburg alone, there was 200,000 fucking deaths by
man.
But yeah, but that was because it was all American.
Yeah.
You know, that's why that's so tragic.
Yeah. Man, talk about a place that would be a good place for the paranormal
Right.
people to go to.
Oh my God, Gettysburg.
Well, they
yeah.
talked about some of the local Civil War, like mass burial sites around here, like North Missouri and things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize those were there. But
Imagine.
there's apparently a trail you can follow up
Yeah.
north.
Imagine what you would get at Gettysburg.
Right.
Like just the
Right.
death there.
Yeah.
People
Right.
getting shot like
Just the impact.
on the main street, dude.
Yeah.
Just death everywhere.
Yeah.
And people live there. It's a beautiful little town in Pennsylvania.
Have you been there?
We passed by. I've never been there, like, you know,
and stopped
I
and
wish.
looked around,
I
yeah.
wish I was. I wish my dad would have took me there when I was younger. But
Yeah. Well, you should make it a point to go there next time you go up to Philly.
I'm going to Philly next month, actually.
Right on, man.
But it's like a boys' weekend.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you were saying earlier.
Philly Mike and Raj. We're
So,
gonna,
dude,
shout out.
You're going to be there on the weekend?
hopefully Joey Caputa meets up with us.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to our homie Joey.
Nice.
We're gonna party at Mike's house. We're gonna go to the Manny Young Brewing Company. And,
Yeah.
Nice.
And so this weekend, though, for Memorial,
Oh, and this weekend,
you're gonna go on a float trip.
float
right?
trip, man,
Yeah.
down the Gasconade.
That'll be nice.
So
Yeah.
that's like a rite of passage. If you live in Missouri, man, you have to go on float trips.
Yeah, and the Gasconade is like probably the best river to float on.
It's great. It's a nice, calm river.
It's not too crazy.
No,
It takes about 6 hours to,
Yeah.
drop off and then
I don't
complete
think-
your.
Yeah.
Depends on how far you go.
I don't
Right.
think that they get nearly as. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that they get nearly as wild on the Gasconade as they get at some of those places.
The
That's what-
Marys and all
yeah,
that.
that's what I was going to ask, like
Steelville
the
and places
Merrimack.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get pretty
Yeah,
wild.
down at the Bass River.
But it's a bachelor party for my buddy Andy out there. Andy, congratulations.
Congrats,
man.
Andy.
A lot of the guys.
Poor bastard.
Brian Maymert and Eric Maymert, they both listen to the show.
Thanks, guys.
I'm not
Thanks for
sure
listening.
who else, but yeah, we're all going out there. Caleb's going out there. My brother-in-law.
You're probably gonna have all kinds of great stories for us on the next
yeah.
time I see you.
The thing is, like, I can't get too tore up.
Yeah.
Like coming off the river, I have to go home, and then Sarah's going out with Hillary, who's Andy's soon-to-be wife.
Okay, I see.
For her bachelorette. So
Yeah, so you got to keep it somewhat.
I got to be a good dad that day.
Yeah, I get it.
I'll
man.
have a fun time, but I'm not going
Absolutely.
to overdo it. You know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
I get it, man. It's the joys of being an adult. It's worth it, though.
Man,
Worth
absolutely.
it. Oh.
You know, that's right. But yeah, Memorial Day weekend, man. Like, our Memorial Day weekends are never like planned.
Yeah,
Except
mine is
for this
not.
thing.
So hard stuff on the Memorial Day weekend or straight natter days?
Whatever I can get my paws on.
It's hard stuff for me. It's always hard stuff for me, though.
You don't do the beer at all, do you?
Mm-mm,
No.
Don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
Doesn't my
Now,
body
does-
doesn't like
does
it.
I was going to ask, is it the yeast or is it the hops?
I have
or-
a theory that it's the barley because I had an
Barley.
allergy test and that was one of the things that spiked was barley. So
That's weird.
So I don't
Interesting.
fuck with beer.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
for
I mean,
sure.
shit, if you're
It
allergic
sucks.
to something.
It sucks though because I love beer.
I was going to ask, do you?
Yeah, man, I used to drink a ton of beer back in the day, and then one day,
Just
couldn't.
kind of switched on for you?
Just couldn't.
Damn.
Yeah.
I drink less beer these days because I drink more bourbon. And it's not that I drink it every night. It's just when I do drink, I like to, I don't know, let it settle in
Mhm.
and I get more relaxed and buzzed
Yeah.
off maybe two double bourbons and drink a 6-pack, which is horrible for you.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of calories.
It's just less calories, more effect.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to the punchline. And then
Yeah.
I sleep better. Because when you drink beer and you try to go to sleep, you sleep like shit.
Yeah.
Sugar, all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's
It
in
depends on the
beer.
beer, though. Like, if you're drinking like a nice Hefeweizen that's nice and light,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to have that problem. But if you're drinking
true.
something oaty, like dark and stouty,
yeah.
like you're going to wake up with lead gut.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know?
that's the worst.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I always feel like the beer hangover is worse generally than from hard liquor. I don't know. Maybe
Well,
that's just me.
Yeah,
No,
it depends.
It depends because if like you're pounding hard liquor
Right.
and you're drinking beer too,
Well, yeah.
there's been some bad results from like I felt that one year at our Halloween party. I think it was like 2016. All of us were there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that one.
But like
Was Was that the one that we started just playing guitar? And
I
the
was
next thing
Garth
you know,
and Jet was.
that was the night.
Wayne.
Yeah, so that was the night. We just started playing guitar at like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and the next thing you knew, dude, it was 3 o'clock in the morning and
3
no
o'clock
one
in
else
the-
was there.
yeah.
Sarah was like picking stuff up, like you guys are still here, and it was every single one of us out
And
sitting outside.
we were singing like Matchbox 20 and shit.
Oh
Like
my God.
it was like stuff that you would never thought that we would all sing. And she's like, "What are you fucking doing?"
Yeah, but it's great.
'Cause she's like, "You were singing, but you weren't singing the words. You were so fucked up."
But isn't it great though when you jam out, man?
Yeah, it was great. It was perfect weather that night for an October evening.
We didn't get to do that
fantastic.
at
No.
your party last year.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go to your very last party.
I would
'cause
say
it
it's
was in
funny.
middle
I'm
of
the guy who
COVID.
sang the 3 a.m.
We'll have another one next year.
I'll always bring my guitar though.
We have that annual Francis Halloween party. so-
Francis Halloween.
You know what Jesse does, man?
shit.
Jesse will start playing songs on Spotify or whatever, and most of them I don't know. I just be like, "Yo, what's the song?" I got Ultimate Guitar up,
Right.
type it up, and I just jam along with it.
I think it's funny, man. I watched your last video where you're just jamming along, whatever, and your kids come jumping in.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad. You're like, I'm filming, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a Winnie the Pooh outfit.
Right.
His brother stuck a baseball in the back of his outfit, and so that was what he was asking me to do. Was
Nice.
to get the baseball.
Get the baseball out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was just a little, just a little thing that I've made up on my looper.
Thought it was funny, man. Your wife, shit. We should call her the Dick Slayer. It like skipped a generation and moved on to the dude's wife, right?
Yeah, it's weird like that.
Like it's crazy.
Crosses
curse,
bloodlines.
right? She's just like a killer, like the Witchblade. She's
Mm-hmm.
just going out and just tearing it up.
I'm just waiting for her to go out hunting with her bare
I'm
hands.
waiting for her to bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah! Just Dave, get in the car. We're killing these bitches.
Grabs Dave by the collar.
You're coming home.
Get the fuck in there with the
See
kids.
you later.
Hey, I don't.
The boys are in the back of the car.
I don't ask questions these days.
Get the fuck in, Dave.
I do whatever she asks me to do.
I think it's funny too because anytime we joke around, Dave's like, "I'm gonna go home, slap the wife." Like, yeah.
You mean her slapping you?
Mm-hmm.
Now those pictures of her, dude, like all like oiled
Yeah,
up
man.
and shit.
Aaron did a great
What
job.
the dude, she looked like a fucking wrestler, dude.
Intimidating as hell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's still trying. She's trying to get more trim too.
Good for
Really?
her. Good for her, though.
What,
man. Good for
when
her.
will it ever be enough? Do you think ever?
Oh, I don't think she'll go too crazy with
When you can
it.
bounce a quarter off that stomach.
Right, you
Right.
can bounce a quarter off these ass.
I like where she is right now. I'll say
I
that.
bet you
man.
do,
I
Dave.
bet, man.
I'm
I bet.
enjoying it.
That's my badass wife right there.
That's my boy.
Hey, girl.
That's my boy.
We know you're listening to this, Jessica.
We're having fun.
Just treat Dave nicely.
Yeah, don't beat his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't pull my hair too hard.
Dave, what do you mean? What do you mean you're done, Dave? Fuck this.
Oh, I think you broke me on that one.
Oh,
That was
good.
pretty funny.
That's good. It's not a full show.
Which I find the dynamic is just amazing because she's so like buff and like in shape, and you're just like you're Dave. Like,
what? I'm skinny.
And you're just Dave.
No, like you're like one of the coolest dudes I know, and like you're just so super chill.
Yeah.
And she's like fucking getting at it at the 573 Studio 573.
But she's very chill too, though. She's a very chill person. She's a very no drama type person.
After the
too.
gym, she goes back into her mold.
We're very different people, but we're also very alike.
Well,
in
no,
that
it's
regard.
important to be different because
I
then
agree.
opposites attract.
you
I
guys had
100%
a
agree.
whole different
Absolutely.
life before you met, right?
Pretty much.
All of us did.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, even more so because how old were you when you met Sarah?
I was like, I was 35.
Yeah,
36.
Matt
so
had
you had a whole
radio career.
Yeah, you had a whole life before you
I
guys
did,
met.
absolutely. I can't even like remember how my life was before Sloan.
Before?
Because like having
Oh,
a kid
can.
changed. Well, I can remember it, but like,
Yeah.
like to act on it, it just doesn't make sense now.
I think it's like
Yeah.
what we were talking about earlier. It's like things that were once important. Looking back now that you've had kids yourself, it's like, oh my god, I was such a child. then.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, why
that's it.
why didn't somebody say something?
Yeah.
But
And like when people are like our friends, they're our friend Jen and her husband Justin, they're about to have kids, and I just saw him like, I don't know, last week at Last Flight, and I was like, dude, your life's about to change, dude. And he's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I got this. I'm like, no.
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing that Scott said to me before Sloan was born. I was like, I got this, Scott. He's like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
And then, like, I literally had no idea.
Yeah.
After
I was
look
like, sure
back,
you do, bro.
and it's like
Yeah.
something, once you have a kid, you kind of just know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's something you can kind of
It
pass
puts-
it on to someone who doesn't have a kid, and they're just like, nah.
It puts things into perspective, right?
does.
Like
You can't prepare a person.
what
for
you
it.
see through someone else's eyes, then you start to reflect upon
Yeah.
yourself.
And then when you're out shopping and stuff, I would usually shop for myself, but now I'm like, oh, Sloan would love that. I
Yeah.
never.
You're
Now,
not
let
a
me ask you
selfish.
this: do you
myself
think the
first.
same
Yeah.
thing for Sarah? Like, oh, Sarah would love that.
Oh, sometimes, but I usually Sloan's the first priority.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
first person you think of.
But like,
That's only
obviously, I
natural.
love my wife.
Well, yeah,
so
of
I mean,
course.
yeah, I
Just curious though. I mean,
Yeah.
because sometimes it's when you're, like say your wife was to get pregnant right now and something was to
Mm-hmm.
happen and it came down to the child or your wife. Clearly, you'd go with your wife, right?
right, yeah, sure,
Right?
absolutely,
Yeah, well, yeah.
Of course.
yeah.
But
Shitty situation to
oh,
be in.
of course. Oh, I feel so sorry
No
for
doubt.
people in that situation.
Yeah.
But like, and if it happened the other way around, that's a sad situation as well. But you'd still have the kid. I don't know.
I want
It's-
my wife
I would too.
because that's your partner, dude.
Right.
Yeah, that's your partner. That's
Yeah,
your
man.
partner in crime.
I have to agree.
It's your teammate.
Be a frightening situation if you just up and lost your partner.
Yeah, it would. I've thought about that, and thought of that terrifies
Right?
me.
I hope I go first before her.
Of course, it terrifies you, man. She's keeping all your monsters at bay.
That's right.
She's going out at night slaying.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, she always slays at Queen,
Men usually go before women.
right?
Yeah.
That's how it usually happens.
Sometimes.
It's because we
Well,
do dumb shit.
Our life expectancy is lower than women.
That is
That's
true.
true.
Because we do dumb
Because
shit.
we do dumb shit. Because we're bigger, we're broader. Bigger always burns out faster.
We drive faster. We drink more.
right.
We do more drugs. Usually.
We're usually more
Drugs.
overweight.
Yeah, is that true? Is
I
that
think
is
so.
that
I think
true?
generally dudes are more overweight.
Yeah.
I don't know that one chick, man, who smothered the guy with her ass.
Yeah.
She did the fucking WWE thunderclap on him, and
Oh,
he
my
just
God.
he couldn't he couldn't hang.
She was an
Well, yeah.
outlier.
He had to tap out.
Those ass cheeks were solid, man.
Fucking Yokozuna right there.
Oh shit.
That
She should've-
was a Fukushima 8 right there.
She was
Whew.
big enough to sumo wrestle.
That was a big woman.
Sumo wrestling. That's the sport I need to get into.
It's a unique one, man.
We talked about that a few
I think we
weeks
did
ago.
a little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we watched a few videos. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I need to follow up. Learn some more about the art of sumo wrestling.
You need to sumo.
Oh, sumo for you.
I'm watching,
Asshole.
guitar videos usually.
Yeah.
If you guys want a good watch,
Yes, I
like
would
on a
love a good
series right
watch.
now, it's Mayor of Maintown or Easttown. Sorry, Mayor of Easttown.
I've heard of
It's on
this.
HBO. Mayor of Easttown. It takes place in Delco, which is Delaware County, southwest of Philadelphia.
Who's in it?
Kate Winslet.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. My mom's been watching it. She
There's
says
a
it's
lot
really
of good actresses and
I
good
think
actors
actually,
in
I'm
it.
pretty sure Jesse's watched at least one or two
But
episodes of it.
dude, it's a great movie. It's a great show.
Yeah.
So check that out.
Yeah, Jesse
When you get a
loves Kate
chance.
Winslet. So
she looks like shit in it because like she's
because of the character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. She's like this detective and
That she just
she's-
looks like really super
She's
homely.
fucking hardcore as hell, dude.
I saw some picture of Jessica Alba today for some movie that
Mm-hmm.
she's in, and it kind of reminds me of Charlize Theron in the one movie where she played the
Monster.
monster, and it just
Oh
looked,
god, what was that chick's name? She was some like prosty.
You mean the one that
Yeah, it was
Charlize
like Darlene,
played?
Darlene something.
Yeah, I don't know what her name was.
Yeah, she was. She killed dudes. She was a prostitute. Guys would come in. They would pay her to have sex.
Yeah.
She would come in to like
Oh,
they-
I saw,
they'd
like, a
whip
trailer
their junk
for
out
that.
and she'd
Yeah.
stab him in the neck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right.
Usually it's the opposite, right? Usually it's the John.
Well, yeah.
That you
Well,
gotta worry
normally
about.
women aren't that violent, but she was. She'd shoot him or whatever.
She probably, I don't know, maybe we know, she probably had been a prostitute and she probably was tired of being
she
treated
was-
like shit by
That's
men.
exactly what it was.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Meryl Streep scared the shit out of me.
And
Wasn't that
Monster?
Basic Instinct.
Yes, Basic Instinct.
Meryl's no, that
Or
was
no,
Sharon
no,
Stone.
Sharon Stone. Yeah, sorry,
Sharon
Meryl
Stone
Streep,
and Basic
yeah.
Instinct was frightening as hell.
Yeah.
But none of them get you like Glenn Close.
That's what I meant. Glenn Close.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton.
And Glenn Close, Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas, I'm sorry.
In Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction. That
when
movie
that bitch
scared the...
pops out of the bathtub. Oh my god.
So that was the movie I was talking about. I was
Oh.
totally wrong actress.
That oh god, that girl is. I've known girls that crazy.
God, dude, that movie scared the fuck out of every guy in.
I've dated girls that
this
crazy.
country.
I think. Yeah.
I think we all have.
Yeah, man. Like she was totally out for it. You know the scenario.
I've seen that movie, but it's been a long
So like right at the
time.
end, so it's basically Michael Douglas's character. He's got this perfect family. He has an
Right,
affair
right,
with his wife, with this
right.
really hot, crazy chick. They
Right.
have great, amazing, mind blowing sex. You know.
Right.
Later on, come to find out she's just fucking nuts. She wants him. You know. She's trying to have a baby
Right.
with him. He tries to break up. She won't let him.
Mm-hmm.
She's chasing him to the end of the earth. Finally, at the end, she comes stalking him at the house. They have a big fight. He drowns her, and like his wife is like having a bath or something.
Mhm.
Somehow the tub's full, and they end up drowning her in the tub. And just when you think she's dead, she pulls the classic horror trope, jumps out of the water with a big fucking knife, man.
Yeah.
That's
Terrifying
a
as fuck.
crazy bitch.
Goes crazy.
Dude, that movie
Terrifying as
scared
fuck.
the shit
Ooh,
out of
bitch
me,
gone
man.
crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Bitch gone crazy.
Gentlemen?
That's an old time horror flick right there for
Right.
me.
We've reached
Have we reached the conclusion?
the
stunning
end
conclusion
of another
This is it,
show,
yeah.
episode
It was-
54.
It was just the three of us.
Yeah.
Just the three of
Just
us.
talking shit all
You know, we
can
never
make
thanked our the number one guy, JT, and the Paranormal Sun in New Zealand.
Well, that's because we wanted to save the best for the last.
So, and then all of our podcasts that we were thinking. So, big ups to JT. He's got
Yeah.
a cryptid show coming up that we're all doing audio for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did some voiceover work
Yeah.
recently for that.
Yeah.
And thanks
big
to
on
all
it.
the other podcasts out there listening to us. We
Yes.
appreciate it. Also, our listeners. And, you know, the Jefferson City Paranormal Society. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Will, Matt, Jacqueline, Aaron. Thank you guys for, you know,
Thanks for hooking us up on Patreon.
man.
Yeah, we appreciate the love.
Yeah, we do.
Check us out also. You can be just like them, get access to early episodes. You can get this episode in about 15 hours, to be honest.
That's right.
That's
So,
it.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you can get access to, I think it's 64 different additional bonus episodes.
Mhm.
From the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, no kidding.
And if you're looking for something to do here here in Jefferson City, a great place to check out is Last Flight Brewing Company.
Absolutely.
On Heisinger Road in Jefferson City, Missouri. Outdoor seating. They have a huge lawn area. They have
Yep.
food trucks every night. It's Memorial Day weekend. Get out there in the sunshine. It's going to be nice and cool, low 70s or upper 60s.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A great time to drink some beers outside.
Don't forget our friends at In the Groove, also 60 Spirit Store at
Yep.
2405 Missouri Boulevard. And don't forget about West Main Pizza.
Yummy. Yeah.
They got great
Pizza's
wings
so
there.
great.
I'm
Great
guessing
wings.
they're going to have some live music there this weekend.
Yeah, I'd hope so. That's
Oh.
all coming back, right?
Yeah. hell
Old
yeah.
Bobby Showers playing there this weekend?
I don't know. No idea.
Bobby's a talented dude, by the
Fuck
way.
yeah.
Shout out to you, Bobby.
Did you guys go to Thursday Night Live?
I did not. I was supposed to, but we just never got around to it.
It was fun. It was a good show.
Yeah.
It's the
Well-
first time I've ever watched Bobby.
Yeah, it was well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
just like been next to him
Yeah,
the whole time.
I've always been on stage too.
Hell
Dope
yeah.
But it was
sneaker.
kind
Yeah.
of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
That's
fun
cool.
show. Yeah.
It's definitely was a fun show.
Yeah, it was great. It was a fun night.
So, we'll catch you next time on episode 55.
55.
See you bitches next week.
Oh, not flip. Have a great.
Love you guys. You're not really
Yeah.
bitches.
Have a great weekend.
All right. Bye. Pieces.
Bitches.
Hugs. Kisses.
In the Groove Vinyl Records and More has the widest variety of new and used music, carrying new and reissued vinyl, used CDs and cassette tapes. In business for over 20 years, offering the best variety and service we possibly can. In the year 2000, we started out as a little hole in the wall, and now In the Groove is a full-service record shop with thousands of records to choose from. Buying rock, jazz, R&B, soul, and blues records, 33s, 45s, and 78s. We also buy CDs CDs and cassette tapes. We've been buying and selling since 2000. In the Groove is a one-stop shop for records, stereo equipment, CDs, and other fun oddities. 708 Jefferson Street, Jefferson City, Missouri. Give us a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook. In the Groove, vinyl, records, and more.
Like 1955 all over again.
Wish you guys were all here so we could snuggle.
You ever heard the phrase "it's colder than polar bear puss"?
I've heard cooler than a polar bear's toenails. That was written by Big Boy, you know, from Outkast.
Big Boy, fucking Outcast, man.
That's my
They make
shit.
some good shit.
That's my shit right there. Absolutely. So I have. You guys ever? Hey, does Jeff City have a Blue Taco?
No, that's
So
only
they're-
in Holt Summit.
Yeah. So I've got a Blue Taco in my fucking oven warming up right now.
Man, you better get that looked at.
Dude, those things are. I just had one tonight.
Those
It
blue
was-
waffles too.
Their tacos are pretty good, man. The one that I had tonight was pretty good. You
So
guys ever
it-
eaten there?
No, it's just blue corn, right? Just a blue corn taco shell.
I have no fucking clue, dude. No idea. But it was good. Why? You look like you're a little salty about that blue corn,
No,
Scott.
it's just the name, man. I don't know why. I just can't get over the fact that it's a blue taco.
Yeah.
To me, that just does not sound appealing.
Is it? So is that how they do it? It's like the actual corn is blue. That's how they make the taco shell blue.
That's what I think it is. I think they just drop some blue food coloring in the masa, in the corn
Yeah.
mix, and then they
Yeah.
just spread them out and make them.
You're not down with that?
No. I'm down with that. I'm fine with that. It's just the name. It's just unappealing to me. Hey Dave,
Yeah.
you want to get a blue taco?
Well, dude, I've lived in this house. I don't think that Blue Taco has been there in the whole time I've lived in this house.
Blue
but-
Taco's been around just like recently since I've been here. I mean, within 4 years. I've been here 5, going on 6.
Apparently, I've eaten there one time before, but I don't remember it. So tonight, as far as my memory is concerned, is my first time eating it. It's pretty good though.
I've
Right
never
on.
even heard of it, so.
Yeah, it's a Holt Summit thing.
It's weird. It's weird that they have it in Summit, but not in Jeff City, right? Yeah, no, we do have a Mexican restaurant that's pretty good, and we have a Chinese restaurant that's actually pretty good too. And we got Casey's Pizza, motherfucker.
Oh, dude, you can't go wrong with Casey's Pizza, man.
Everybody loves Casey's
I
Pizza.
love Casey's Pizza. That was like a staple back home in Illinois. You
Yeah,
find
man.
that shit everywhere,
How-
except
how
my
far-
town.
How far does Casey's stretch? Like, how many states is Casey's in? Do you know?
Well, it's
It's
the
like a
Wal-
Midwest thing, I think.
It's the Waltons.
Oh, it is? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
It's a Sam Walton thing. At least it started out that way.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So I think Casey's is pretty much Illinois, Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe some
okay.
Ohio too. I think they're in Indiana. I'm not for sure. Usually, when you
Yeah.
get down to Tennessee, that's when you start seeing the Piggly Wigglies.
Yeah, I remember Piggly Wiggly because there was a Piggly Wiggly in Rolla,
Really?
and which is where my grandparents are from. So I used to go to Piggly Wiggly when I was a little kid.
And then there's the Come and Goes.
Yeah, those are also more of a southern thing. My sister, who lives in northwestern Arkansas now, I always run into those come and goes on the way when I'm going down, like through Joplin, that part of the state. They're over there. Yeah, it's interesting, man. People are super passionate about Casey's Pizza.
Oh, right.
My wife being one of them.
Couple weeks ago,
I like Casey's Pizza.
couple weeks ago, Goody made the statement. It was because I said it's pretty good for gas station pizza, and he was like, no, man. They're a pizza place that just happens to have gas.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
We talked about this, I think, last week, or I guess on the episode that Goody was on. But I don't think I've ever even tried the whole breakfast pizza thing that Casey's does. But
It's
people
all right.
love the shit out of that.
Dude, QT's breakfast pizza
Uh-huh.
is the shit.
QT's?
Quick Trip.
Yeah, a Quick Trip.
Okay, where's that at? Remind me.
So Quick Trip would be.
There's only one here in Columbia.
Uh-huh.
It's mostly I've only seen a lot of them in St. Louis and some down in Springfield.
Well, okay, there's none in JC.
No.
No.
Right.
We're talking
right.
like if you're on 70, probably Wentzville.
Yeah, I've seen the. Yeah, I know.
That's the first stop we go to the bathroom at.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've taken that drive many, many, many times.
And then if we can make it past Wentzville, then you're screwed until we get to the last Missouri exit.
Yeah.
So we stop there to go to the bathroom before we cross it, you know.
You ever accidentally get stuck in the bad part of St. Louis?
Oh, yeah. I used to work out of the ghetto in St. Louis.
Uh-huh.
We were right off of Vanavender. And
when was that?
It would have been right around 2000. Right, it was right before I got into radio. I did a stint in St. Louis. I was filling vending machines.
And were you actually in East St. Louis, or
no? I was in St. Louis. The headquarters was in the ghetto, man.
Like North County, North St. Louis?
No. We were right just outside of downtown, so it would have been right.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where that great big Anheuser-Busch sign is?
I sure do.
Right under that.
You talking about the one that's like animated, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that sign.
So I used to have a buddy be like, I'm going to steal that one day, put it in my bedroom. Like, dude, you ain't even going to have a bedroom if you put that in your house.
Yeah, that's a big fucking sign. Yeah, because that sign is basically goes right.
Oh, it's like 2 stories tall, right?
Yeah, and it's right by Busch Stadium too.
Yep.
Yeah. Love that sign, man.
Yeah, man. There was days like I'd be, out at 4 a.m. out there loading up my truck with a flashlight because it was in the winter time, and there'd be homeless people like walking up, hey man, you got something to eat, you got a little something, and there'd be a couple of times where dudes
on the flip-flop?
They'd sneak right up on you, man, and you couldn't see anyone, and hey, like, oh shit, where'd you come from,
Motherfuckers be ninjas.
Right. And they're, here I am, I may have $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in coins and ones and singles, but it's in a safe. They don't know that.
Right. Yeah, man.
That's another thing. That job was shady, man. And I alluded to this. I know Matt and I have talked about this before, but I worked for the dude. He was a big vendor, and he was in the process of becoming like the biggest vendor in St. Louis of any kind of vending goods, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm pretty sure I gave Francis Slay before he was the mayor. I'm pretty sure I snuck him a bribe because I was told to give him like 3 or 4 cases of soda.
Uh-huh.
And there was a couple money bags in there, right? That had separate locks on them. Like I didn't have the key. Hey, give this case of soda to this office. I did that like 2-3 times, man. And then that dude became the mayor. And then the next thing, we had so many different. We expanded after that. And I was like, ooh, looking back,
yeah, you were probably right in the middle of it.
Right, I may have been the facilitator for some of that.
Unwittingly,
I didn't know
You were the
it.
bag man.
Right, I didn't know it.
I worked at a country club, man, and they had a big ass safe, and I used to see them take huge amounts of money, all cash, because people would throw in cash.
Oh,
they would, and yeah, man, they used to move big amounts of cash, and a lot of the people that played golf at that country club, I'm not going to mention any names, but one of them is a judge now.
So some powerful people, yeah. Well, country clubs, man. I don't know what it is about a country club, but it just draws them in.
It's the good old boys club,
right?
Which is a real thing, for better or for worse.
Right. No, anywhere you go.
Yeah.
What did I walk into?
Oh goodness.
We were just talking about everything.
Your roommate on deployment just jacking it. That's what you walked into.
Oh yes, I do remember that.
Skeet in your face.
So Derek, what did you say to him when you caught him in the act?
Did catch him. I thought he was asleep. I went in the room to grab something. I think I went in the room to grab my card or something.
And he was already grabbing something?
Oh yeah. Luckily it wasn't the same thing.
Too bad your guys' eyes didn't lock.
That would be very awkward, yeah.
Yeah. My wife just brought me a big taco.
Oh man, your
Yeah.
wife must love you. She brings
does.
you big blue tacos.
She does bring me big blue tacos. Thank you, darling.
I
Hi,
like
Miss
blue
Jordan.
tacos.
I like blue tacos, and I cannot lie.
I like to put them in my face and eat them.
Wop wop wop.
Certified freak, 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy, make that pull out game weak.
Waka waka. The fuck?
Dave's getting abducted by
Shining ball.
aliens. Oh, the blue taco. Look at that
Yum
thing.
yum. Eat it, Dave.
Oh, put the taco in your mouth.
It's the best taco that I ever had.
What the hell?
At least his shows up. When I do it, it looks like I'm shoving an invisible dick in my mouth.
That's just because that's what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, there's nothing out of the ordinary there. Yeah.
Right.
One thing Derek learned in the military.
Hey man, don't ask, don't tell.
And I never got promoted. Lies.
Francis said invisible dicks.
Oh, the things he did and never got promoted.
Hey, this is a good ass taco. I don't give a fuck what you guys
So
say.
what would you give Blue Taco then, Dave?
Well,
on a rating from 1 to 10.
I'll be honest. My wife should have left it in the oven for a little bit longer. So, and you know, I'll slap her around later about
Right.
that.
You are domestic
Oh man,
violence.
domestic
I'm not gonna-
violence champ of the year.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna blame Blue Taco for my wife's mistake. So we're gonna forget about that. So, you know, dude, I'm gonna give it like a 9.7 out of 10. It's pretty good.
Damn.
It's pretty good, man.
About how
Forget-
old is your Blue Taco?
It's from this afternoon.
Ah, okay.
So, do you have hot sauce on it, or?
Dude, I don't even know. There's just a bunch of stuff on it. It's chicken, and it's got, you know.
So Derek just started sharing his screen. It's easy step-by-step General Tso's chicken. It's a cat in a big bowl. And then the second picture at the top is the cat being breaded in the bowl. Third and fourth, and then the fifth is the cooked General Tso's chicken, along with the sixth.
And I love General Tso, man. It's
Oh
a really
man,
good...
it's so good.
It is. Yeah, it's making
I'm a
me hungry.
sesame man myself.
Ooh, we have a sophisticate. You would be.
I say.
I only do the
Or-
sesame.
or-
Yes.
I say.
Look down on everyone else.
Down my nose.
General Tso on you, eh?
Yeah, the Chinese foods. You know, there's a few things I do like. There's the General Tso. There's the sesame chicken.
Anybody do the sushi?
I can do sushi as well. I love sushi.
Yeah. Now are we talking?
I'm good with.
We talking real sushi or like rolls?
Yeah, I mean, like I do sushi rolls, but I can eat real sushi, like, you know, roll salmon, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Salmon's delicious, man.
It is, man. It really is.
There's someone out there going, "What's salmon?"
Solomon Grundy?
It's salmon rusty.
That's my aunt and uncle.
You know what I
Salmonella.
mean when I say Solomon Grundy, don't you?
Oh, I know exactly who Solomon Grundy is.
Okay.
Solomon Grundy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grace.
Solomon
She died
Grundy was
30
a.
years ago.
Sorry, my nerd is showing.
Yes, it is. He was the DC zombie, basically.
Yes. When I was younger, I really got Bizarro and Grundy confused because they're both like grayscale characters.
Yeah, it's easy to do. There's some weird characters in DC. You can tell a lot of drugs were being passed around in the late 60s, early 70s in the DC headquarters.
Scott, next time you come over to my house, or maybe next time I come over to your house, I got to show you my box where I've got all those comic cards and shit in.
Oh, yeah? That'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, Derek's been wanting to do a comic-themed podcast for a while now.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know much more about that shit than I do. I was just into that stuff for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But But I've just got some stuff that I've held on to for a really long time, and shit, man. You know.
I've followed for a long time, but I just recently started collecting again.
Did you?
Hey, Derek, what's your opinion on the new Batman trailer?
I gotta watch it.
You've not seen it yet?
You haven't seen it?
I don't think so.
Really? What? Holy
You guys
cow,
want to
man.
do a live reaction?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, why
Put it on.
not?
We won't be able to hear it though, will we?
No. That'll be
No,
the
but
best.
you'll
We
watch
can
me.
we can get the
You
raw
just watch Derek.
audio from Derek. In a world where Derek is just now watching the fucking Batman trailer.
That's funny.
If you start taking your pants off because of it, I'm gonna leave.
Wait, we were supposed to show up with pants?
Is this YouTube?
I must be at the wrong place then.
Do you see YouTube?
Yeah, we see it.
All right.
Now this is
This is,
I have-
what's his name? Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, this is
right?
Robert Pattinson. I have mixed feelings on it.
Yeah, because of course you think of him as
This one?
Yeah.
You always
Yeah,
think
yeah,
of him in that other movie.
Here we go.
All right.
Full screen that shit, D-Rec.
D-Rec.
There you go.
There you go.
No more lies.
So that's supposed to be the Riddler.
Hmm.
And there's a character coming up here who is the Penguin.
M?
No. That's
No, that's
Oh, no, that's Gordon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Gordon.
right.
Batman's got his Uggs on. So that cipher,
We
that
haven't had a
code,
Riddler in 20 years.
right? That cipher and code right there, that's already been solved.
Just me and you.
Online,
really?
online fans
Wait.
have solved it.
There's a cipher?
Yeah, it's in the card. Like, see, he just doesn't look Batman-y.
Well, to his defense, this is supposed to be like the second year that he's.
This is Batman.
Supposed to
Yeah,
be
this is
Batman.
Batman year 2.
Yeah, this is when he just started out. Because I don't even think the Riddler is like supposed to be the Riddler yet. Like he's just starting out to be the Riddler.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and this is Catwoman.
Right.
There
And
you
there's
go.
the Penguin.
That was the Penguin.
That was the Penguin. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, wait till the last last sequence of this trailer.
This here.
Just
The hell are you supposed to be?
wait for it. Wait for it.
We're just popping this dude.
I'm vengeance.
And he's driving a Chevelle. That's awesome.
Yeah. There was the
Fucking
yeah.
Chevelle. You say he's driving a Chevelle? The Batmobile's a Chevelle?
Looks like one.
See,
I don't know.
Scott's hating on it.
no, I don't hate it. This I don't like, but I understand it. I don't know. I don't like it. It feels too tailor-made for this dude, and I don't care for it.
I agree, Scott.
But you know the one thing I do like about it, and I will say I'll praise it to the moon and back for this one thing. I did not see how he became Batman. I didn't see them killing off his mom or dad again.
Exactly, and I hope they don't go back to that.
Right? I mean, you can allude to that, and you can touch on it.
It's
Maybe
just-
have him, at their grave on an anniversary.
The only person that's been killed more than Batman's parents is Uncle Ben.
Right.
All right.
The only one who's never came back, the only person who ever stays dead in any comic books is Batman's parents and Uncle Ben.
Not the Rice guy.
I don't know. The cinematic adaptation has not kept true to that because every time they reboot the son of a bitch, they're alive again.
Well,
And they have to show them die.
and you got to kill them off. Yeah. See, that's my number one gripe with it. Like, there's so many more good and well-written comic book stories out there besides superheroes that I want to see made into movies, and I hope they don't burn everybody out with goddamn Batman, Superman stuff, retelling the stories, killing off Uncle Ben again. We don't need that again.
Have you seen? It's not a movie, but The Boys. The Boys is really fucking good.
That's messed up, yeah. And that's Garth Ennis, too. He's one of my favorite writers in comic books.
I'm saying, If there is some geezer up there with a big white beard, he's a world heavyweight cunt.
I'm sorry, did you just call God a C word?
Yeah, he's got a hard-on for mass murder and giving kids cancer. And his big old answer to the existential clusterfuck that is humanity is to nail his own bleeding son to a plank. That is a cunt move. Come on, even you got to agree with me.
Hey,
there.
please.
We should lob a fucking nuke at him,
Sir.
get it over and done with. You know what I'm saying?
We're sorry, sir. We apologize. My man.
All right, good talk. Think about it. I'm here all day, all right?
He's messed up. He wrote The Preacher too, and that stuff's messed up.
But here's a little tad bit that I was thinking about the other day, and yeah, it sucks that we have COVID right now, and movie and studios they're not delivering movies to movie theaters. But this could actually help this new Batman, because we've seen so many Batmen in the last 10 years that we're kind of like burned out on Batman. So
But
I
you know
think
what?
maybe this delay in the release is going to help, this movie.
I think I just figured out why I don't like that movie, because of that
Why?
statement that you just said. Because it's not Batman, it's Batboy.
Yeah, but he had to start. But the thing is, I think what they're doing, they're trying to get back to the origin without
going back to the
all way.
origin.
But the thing is, he's a young guy, though. I mean, I like to see a younger Batman and see how he had to fight adversity when he was younger, instead of the mature Batman who's in his 30s.
Well, and he's got a young Alfred too. It's Andy Serkis who's playing his
Yeah.
Alfred.
Ooh.
And that guy's, I love him in everything. He
Oh,
played
yeah. He's
Gollum.
great.
Yeah. He was Claw in MCU.
Yes.
Yeah. He was great in that. That dude's just batshit crazy.
He was in Star Wars. He
Yep.
was.
Who was he in
I totally
Star
spelled
Wars?
circus wrong, but I had to Google him.
Andy Serkis was what's his face? The ugly motherfucker.
They were all ugly, man. What are you talking?
No, the new Sith guy.
Snoke in Force Awakens is only seen kind of as a hologram.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of, I think we have a still here of...
what's his name?
Oh, he was I know who you're talking. Great big head.
Yeah, he looked like a testicle.
With teeth. Yeah.
There he is. Only seen, moisturize is all I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like a testicle with teeth. That's the guy.
But he's in a ton of movies,
Snoke.
man.
Emperor Snoke.
The character of Snoke was, when I started working on it with JJ, was a really elusive, difficult, challenging part to get my head around. There wasn't really like a finished version of what he was going to be like.
He has that voice.
Yeah.
He's
a
some
good
excellent
actor.
Voiceover.
And, the dude pretty much revolutionized him, and I feel like Mark Ruffalo really revolutionized that voice capture technology.
Yes.
Andy with Lord of the Rings, Mark with, definitely the whole Hulk thing in the MCU. There's an art to that, man.
There is. Yeah.
I'd like to learn how to do some of that stuff.
You'd be good at it, man. I have another friend whose mom is in at least.
Oh. I think no, he's back. Okay. We lost you there for a minute, man. You locked up on us.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Sorry about that.
I have another friend I grew up with. His little brother is out in Hollywood acting, and he's been on a slew of stuff. He's done the NCISs. He's been on quite a few things. He did a video game a couple years ago, and that was pretty cool. He put a bunch of pictures and video and stuff up of that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Every once in a while,
Yep.
he'll throw videos of him working out, like by the pool or something, keeping in shape, and it's like, man.
He's making that big money doing big time voiceovers.
No, he's acting.
Okay.
He's
I
physically
gotcha.
acting. Yeah, he's starring in, trying to get those acting roles, man. He's been out there for a while.
Man, that's a tough business to get into, kind of
Right?
like the music business.
We have
Yeah.
Goody tried doing that for a while. We have some other friends that we work with and we know around town, and they've tried doing that. That's a hard gig.
I didn't know that Goody tried to do
Yeah,
acting.
he tried to do that. Our friend Danielle tried to do that. Our
Yeah, I
friend
knew that.
Nichols. Nichols went to school
what I
for
missed-
all of that. Talking about how some of the people out and around, just how many people that we work with who've tried acting, and basically just how many people we work with who are talented.
So what about Emmett? What'd you say Emmett did?
He's apparently in a
Emmett,
video
he was-
game.
Yeah, he did a voiceover in a video game recently. I need to
Really?
I need to try to find it.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That dude has he's gifted with the pipes, man. It's funny.
Absolutely.
I really liked Emmett. He was a wild card. He was different. He was just
So it's funny when I first started out in radio, like I picked somebody in St. Louis in the market that I liked, and I tried to emulate everything they did on air, on production, everything. And then later, that person kind of slowly phased out of the St. Louis market, but I still followed him around. And then I got my current job, and come to find out, the dude I had been emulating my stuff after the entire time, rolled my whole method of stuff after, was this guy we're talking about, Emmett. And I totally took his position. So that's awesome to me.
Why do you think you got the call? I was like, well, this guy sounds like the guy we're replacing.
Like that's exactly like I felt like he and I were in the same range. Like everything I modeled was all after him.
So
I'm looking
Scotty-
at his page now, trying to see if I can find anything about him.
Yeah, see if you can find it, because whenever I go to Facebook, Scott, because of the computer I'm on, it thinks that I'm you. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not. That's not.
Well, you can log me out. I mean, feel free.
Yeah, but then I got to remember what my password is to log into Facebook. Fuck that.
Well, that's why that thing's remembering mine.
I'll
You
tell
know
you
what?
right now
That
what it is,
reminds
Dave.
me. That actually may come in handy for Patreon when you go to do the blog.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now what yours is, Dave. It is a Redbird 69420.
I like it. That was a pretty solid guess, actually, Derek. That was pretty close. Pretty close. I'm a very lazy man. That's all I say. That's all I'll say when it comes to my password. I have a pretty long password, but it's lazy. That's all I'm going to say. Okay.
I like to do the pin.
The pin.
I got
yeah.
pins for everything instead of passwords. If I can, man, I go with the pin. Although
Yeah,
now
it's
on my
easier.
phone, like to clock in and out, I can totally do the fingerprint too. So fellas,
Oh,
it's
I
about
do.
it's about 11:30 at night. I think the guys are getting ready to wrap up. We should probably wrap up too.
All right, man. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
This has been the first COVID COVID call.
cast. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, make sure you guys all say a prayer or two for me over the weekend. I'll keep you guys posted on my results.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So
How long did they say that's gonna take to get your results?
Well, because I got tested on Friday, they told me, probably that I'll hear back on Monday. Normally it's like 24 to 48 hours, but because of the weekend, they told me it'll be Monday. So,
okay.
And assuming I test negative, next time I see you guys, I'll give all you guys a big sloppy kiss,
Oh,
just
you
like
better.
usual.
All right, kisses.
Open mouth, baby.
Absolutely. As always, I can't wait. Can't wait to see you guys again in person.
Right on, man.
Same here, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Be safe, all.
You too.
All right.
Later.
All right.
Bye.
Peace out. Oh, kisses and everything.
Yeah.
This is the one and only Old 77.